What is going on, everybody? This is Eric, the one and only Barrier Collector, and today I am continuing my review or my exploring these games. Like I mentioned before, the last time I reviewed Wonder Boy and Monsterland for the Sega Master System, and of course, as you guys know, I'm kind of comparing the whole series. Wonder Boy, kind of like a Wonder Boy versus Adventure Island. So the next game on the NES part of that series is Adventure Island 2. For the NES, of course, made by Hudson Soft back in 1991. Basically, this is a continuation to the original Adventure Island game. However, unlike Wonder Boy and Monster Land, this game stayed true to the same nature as Adventure Island. But anyways, a little bit about this game first. Basically, Adventure Island 2 is the sequel to Adventure Island, came out in 1991 by Hudson Soft. Basically, you got Master Higgins going out again, saving his girlfriend Tina from the evil witch doctor. This time around now, the gameplay is exactly the same as Adventure Island. However, there has been some differences to the sequel. There's eight there were also eight islands to explore in part one, I believe, but this one has eight islands, and each island has different levels, and in each level you of course fight a boss. But the interesting thing is that now you get to ride on dinosaur creatures. Certain dinosaurs give you certain abilities. Like, for example, you got the water dinosaur that helps you swim underwater better. You have the pterodactyl that helps you fly through the level. Basically, you can pretty much skip the entire level flying above using the pterodactyl. You have other dinosaurs that help you break rocks and certain enemies and whatnot. In the end, you can collect dinosaur friends to help you out. Not only that, you get to collect different weapons. Of course, you have your stone axe as well as your fire, your skateboard. But the cool thing about this is that in every level, if you pass the level with each dinosaur friend or weapon, you get the to choose to either keep it in your inventory. So that way when you go to the next level, you can carry the weapon or save it for another level. Very innovative thing to do in the game. Unlike Wonder Boy went into the route of an adventure platformer, more like an RPG adventure. This one stayed true to the action arcade version of it. So yeah, those are the differences between both games. Now, this one, to me, is a very memorable game like Wonder Boy. In Monsterland, I used to rent these out religiously. I used to love renting these out until finally I got myself a copy. And it was a pretty fun game in itself. Now, expensive wise, this one is gaining the popularity of being expensive to own, but not yet. As of the making of this video, it's still it's kind of affordable, I would say, but it's definitely getting out there. Mine has like a little messed up cover on it, unfortunately, but all in all, it's still a decent copy nonetheless. But yeah, those are the differences between Wonder Boy and Monsterland and this one. Which one do I prefer better? I prefer both. I can't choose. As of now, both of the series are tied 2-2. I love both versions of it. They may be different, but they're really fun games so far. In this one, I like the way that you get to keep your dino buddies and you get to keep your weapons for the next level. So it's pretty cool. You can also warp around the areas because these levels, unlike the Adventure Island Part 1, Adventure Island 2 is a very long game. Now they made a version of this game for the Game Boy, and weirdly enough, the original Game Boy game is Adventure Island for the Game Boy, but it is the same gameplay of Part 2. Very interesting. Yes, it's one of those games that confuse you. Adventure Island. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of Adventure Island for the Game Boy, but it's called Adventure Island instead of Part 2. Yeah, I don't know what they did that in the States. In Japan, it was known as Part Two, but in the outside of the state, outside in the States or everywhere where else, the Game Boy version was called Adventure Island, and you would think that it would be the same gameplay as the original Adventure Island on the NES, but no, it's the same gameplay as Part Two. But yeah, pretty much very fun game, very I think the game went a step above from the original, so they kind of made it better. But yeah, very interesting game, highly recommend it. Highly recommend also Wonder Boy and Monsterland. They're both great games. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. This has been Eric, the one and only Bay Area Collector. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.